Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed a review on the Morphe 35O palette as well as a demonstration. First, I am going to get into the swatches on this guy. There's 35 shadows in here and I paid just under 30 bucks with shipping and everything. So I'm going to let you guys see there's a mixture of mainly mattes. Most of these are mattes. And then metallic shades as well as chunky glittery shades. And I'm going to show you guys the swatches. So here's the first row right here. And you can thank my lovely daughter Cadence for her arm because we aren't getting swatches on either of mine. and then the second row here. I love these orange shades. I think they're super pretty. And then the third row. I'm not super keen on this chunky shade right here, but we'll get to that. The fourth row and the fourth row as well as now the fifth row are kind of similar in tones. They're a little bit darker. And I am going to first show you guys a review, not a review, I can't talk, you guys know that, a demonstration. So I created this eye look and you guys can see how well they blend out and what I had to do to create this look. And then after that, I talk about the pros and cons about this palette. So if you would like to see that, just keep watching. For my base, I am going to use MAC's Prep and Prime 24-Hour Eye Base. And I'm just going to take this on my Marc Jacobs the conceal brush and just pop it on my lid. You do not need very much of this. A little goes a long way. I'm going all the way from the lower lash line all the way up to my brow. Dipping into the palette, sorry guys, these don't have names, so I'm just going to point. I'm going to grab this lightest shade right here on my MAC 227, and I'm just going to set this so that it makes it easier for us to blend later. And then going in with a MAC 224, I'm going to grab this shade right here. It's kind of a neutral orangey peachy tone, and I'm going to buff this in circular motions as my transition shade. And I'm going to have to build this apparently because it's not coming off as strong as I thought it would. I had somebody ask me about if my 224 is scratchy, and personally mine is not. However, I've had more than one, and I have found that if I use anything other than like baby shampoo on my 224, that it does get scratchy. So I don't use any like stripping kind of antibacterial stuff on this, and it's my brush, so I'm not using it on anybody else, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, if I use anything that has alcohol in it or anything like that, then yeah, it becomes scratchy. But when I use just baby shampoo, I don't have any issues. Switching to a MAC 221, and I'm going to grab the shade directly beside it, and I'm going to put this more concentrated into my crease. So I'm going back and forth before I go in circular motions. Going back in with that 224 and that shade that we originally used and just buffing around the edges of this shade. Now I'm going to grab this color right here, a soft brick shade. Same brush, the 221, and right into the crease with this and going all the way to the inner corner here. So from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner. Back and forth windshield wiper motions and then slightly blending that upward. Make sure you're connecting it right here at that lower lash line. Again, same brush, and I'm going to grab this one right here. It's similar to the shade we just used, but this one has a little bit more of a sheen to it. It's a little bit more metallic, and I'm going to place that right basically over the one we just used. Just want it to create a little bit more depth and have a little bit more shine to it. I feel like a lot of the color up here has gotten lost, so I'm going to grab something a little brighter like this one here on that 224, and I'm just going to softly add in some color right around this edge right here. See how that warmed it up quite a bit. Then I'm going to go back in and deepen up that crease one more time. I just realized I've been holding this thing the entire time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to go in with, you can really use any of these shades right here. I'm going to go in with this one here. It's just a dark, deep, cool toned brown, almost black, but not quite. And I'm going to go on this outer V right here. So I'm placing my brush and just kind of not really moving it. I'm more or less wiggling it. So that's going to put the color right where I want it instead of it going upward into the crease where I don't want it. Back in with the MAC 224, no product on it, and just blending out the edge right here. Make sure it's not harsh. I'm going to use this shade right here on a MAC 239. This is very similar to MAC's Amber Lights, but I do feel like Amber Lights is a little less, doesn't have as much fallout, and it's easier to pack on top of colors. I did find that I was trying to use this and putting it on top of anything else, it wasn't as pigmented. So I'm just going to tap this over the outer, or I guess middle portion, and just barely tapping over that dark color we put down. Just for reference, this one is Amber Lights and this one is from the 35O palette. And then another example, whenever I swatched these on my hands, you can see that it like just about completely came off of my finger with the 35O palette, and then Amber Lights is still there. And that's kind of one of the things I found with the shadows, was that they do they don't adhere to the eye the same way that some higher quality ones do, but you don't really notice that until like the end of the day. You guys know I'm about that honest review life, so I just gotta keep you guys informed. Now back in with the palette, I'm grabbing my 221 again in that same dark shadow and just going right again back over just slightly where we went over with that Amber Lights color from the 35O palette. Back with my 239, I wiped it off a bit and I'm going to grab this shade right here. It's just a lighter gold shade, and I'm going to pack this on right beside that darker gold. And see, I don't feel like I got a lot of pigmentation with that. Let's see. Yeah, that really didn't give me the effect that I wanted. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. No, I'm not going to cheat. Because then, yeah, that kind of defeats the whole purpose. I'm not going to cheat. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to grab this shade right here. I know this is a little bit more pinky undertone, but I'm trying to find something that's a little bit brighter for this inner corner area. It's one of the things, like, they swatch really, really well, but when it comes to putting them on, some of them just aren't. Like, I'm putting this on with a brush I normally would use, but then look at this swatch. Like, the swatch is really good, so it doesn't make sense. Like, it's real shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but it's real shiny. It swatches really well. Again, it's completely off my finger. So I don't know. It just doesn't lay down the same way that like my MAC shadows or even some of my other brands, they just don't do the same. I'm going to take the shade right beside it on a MAC 242. I'm going to put this right underneath the brow bone. There we go. Maybe I should add a little bit of that to my inner corner. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Now, if you guys will notice, I did not touch any of these chunkier shades, and that is for a very good reason. This is the freaking third time that I have filmed this video, and I used those shades, and literally my face looked like crap by the end of the video because I had so much fallout that I have decided that I am anti those shadows, and I don't want to put them on my eyes. So sorry if you were waiting for those. I'm going to go in and do a black winged liner. I trust that you guys know how to do that, and I will be right back. I've got my liner on, so I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and clean up this edge right here so that we don't have a bunch of shadow making our eyes look droopy. This just really helps to bring the eye upward and give it a lifted appearance. For my lower lash line, I'm going to grab this lighter orange shade, and I'm using a NARS pencil brush and just buffing this from inner to outer corner. I really do wish I had a brighter inner corner, but I'm not going to cheat and use MAC nylon, even though that's exactly what I would do, is I would put some nylon up in there and it'd be amazing. And then I'm going to take this deeper shade just on the tip of the brush and just on this outer corner of the lower lash line. I'm going to apply some mascara to my top and bottom lashes, and today I am using MAC's Extended Play Mascara in Giga Black. The difference between Giga Black and the normal Extended Play is just that Giga Black is more black. It's the deeper of the two. It is the blackest of the black for the Extended Play Mascara. I love the MAC Upward Lash, but for bottom lashes, the Extended Play is my favorite. Okay guys, so I am going to pop on some false lashes and finish off my face, and I will be right back with my actual review of the palette. Okay, I'm back, and all the information of everything I put on my face, including my lashes, will be in the description box below. So if you guys ask me what's on my lips, I'm gonna know that you did not watch my whole video through. So anywho, it will be in the description box for you guys. I'm going to talk about this palette a little bit. The first thing off, I want to tell you guys that with shipping and a discount code, whatever it was, this palette was just under $30. So you're getting 35 shadows for under 30 bucks, which is amazing. I will say that I definitely like the matte finish much better than these chunky ones here, but there's only is there only two chunkies? I think there's only two that are super chunky like that. Maybe this one, maybe three. I don't like those three shades. I think that they swatch really well, but they also feel like you could dig your finger in there and end up pulling out all of the product. Like right now I have chunks on my finger. And what happened when I was doing my videos was it was landing all on my lashes. It got all over my face, and my face looked so bad by the end of the video that I was like, well, I'm not going to post this. So I tried another way, and it just wasn't going over very well. So I'm boycotting those shadows. But the good news is there's not very many. I will say that some of these shades, like, you do not need all four of those colors. You just need one. So I would say that for the money that this is a great palette. It does wear off by the end of the day though. So not completely off, but they do kind of melt into one another. They are a super buttery formula. I feel like if you like the Lorac, I don't know about the regular ones, but the Lorac Mega Pro, I feel like these kind of feel the same. These are even more buttery though. They swatch amazing. They blend really easily, almost too easily because they do kind of blend into one another, but nothing major. I still like these like metallic shades. Those are really good. However, if you watched the whole way through of the demo, you'll notice that some of these brighter shades were bright in a swatch, but not when applied to the eye. So that's just, I expect a lot. I am a professional makeup artist, so my expectations might be a lot higher than somebody else. This is a good palette. I don't regret spending the 30 bucks on it. However, I will not spend another 30 bucks on any other palettes from Morphe. That's just me though. I know some of you guys are probably wanting to shoot me through the camera right now, but this is just my opinion and I tell no lies. If it were up to me, and I had a little bit of extra money to spend, I would probably do the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. This guy right here. It's all mattes, but there's not repeating colors in here like this one here. And it's not that they're the same exact color, it's just that you don't need that many that are similar to each other. So if you had the extra money, I probably would grab this, unless you really just wanted a few of those shimmery shades. Again, the chunky ones, I don't like at all, at all. I will not mess with them ever again. I think I will pick up this palette a few times. It won't be my go-to, it won't be a favorite, but it won't be like my Mega Pro palette that I never touch. I would say it is definitely better than drugstore by like tenfold, definitely better than drugstore, but it is definitely not professional. Like, it is not professional grade. But with that being said, I don't think that I wasted my money at all. I think this is a good palette. I just won't use a few of these shades. So that's my review, guys. I do think I got a really beautiful look out of this, so no harm, no foul. It did a good job. I would love to know if you guys have this palette, what are your thoughts on it? What do you like? What do you dislike? Yada yada. And keep me informed on what you guys want to see from me. I am trying my best. Honestly, you guys, I really am. I am just struggling hardcore with this knee right now, but it's all good. This too shall pass. Anywho, if you guys aren't subscribed, please do so. Give this a thumbs up if you liked this video, and more importantly, please come back. Bye, guys.